Who needs a father's approval when you have Valen's approval
Yeah, I got
instead?
Valen's approval.
Don't worry, I'm sure that dream sequence you had where Mel said you were a disappointing child of hers, won't come back in any way, shape, or form.
Oh no, he definitely wasn't traumatized by that experience, not at all.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He totally doesn't think that he's a paperweight. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So, seeing as how it is 30 minutes into when we were supposed to have started, and the other 3 players have not arrived yet, the show must go on. And so, we will start with introducing all the people here so far, and then we will go from there with Aguilar's perspective. So, Valen, introduce yourself.
He's still mute.
Valen, you're muted.
I hit unmute everything.
Oh, my Lanta.
Hey, everyone, chaos. Let's go. I am Valen, everyone's favorite chaotic rabbit. And the cleric of the group.
A pharmacist.
Alright then.
Very dangerous.
Alright then. Next up, Aguilar, go ahead and introduce yourself if you would.
Hello, I'm Agathar, your friendly kobold necromancer, who builds skeletons and breaks hearts. So I'm here to deal with that.
It's an adequate description. Alright then. Percival, describe yourself.
Hello, I am Percival Hemora Hemlock, the halfling wizard of the group, and the most malicious person on this campaign.
Yeah, I believe it.
I was gonna say planet, and I would have accepted that as well.
Yeah. I mean, the campaign is not like I'm saying like the continent or something. I'm just like this game in general.
Yeah, no, fair.
I'm sure everything will be fine. Probably. Who knows? I don't. Woo.
Oh yeah, definitely not on the brink of a war, international incident. One of our spellcasters not being able to cast magic ever again.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Everything's gonna be fine.
It's fake news.
Fake news. So,
Fake news.
with that in mind, I am also the Deathly Shad, the resident DM and so on, and YouTube Let's Play personality of this here channel Mananal, and we are returning to the Rains of Vitrium. So, who wants to give the ray gun recap from where we last left our heroes?
Last time on Rains of Vitrium. Let's see if I can remember. Shit. It's going so well.
A couple of weeks.
It's okay if you don't, I do.
Let's see. We captured one of the many wanted dancers in the city. Agathar found out that Veronica has one of 3 has a vial of purple worm venom poison.
Worm spit.
Yeah, worm spit.
A very, very dangerous poison.
That only has 1 out of its 3 doses left in it, as per indicated on the label. Agathar essentially said, "Hey, yeah." No, that might be wrong. Is Agathar taking Veronica straight to Mel's or to the party? No. All with no name.
We have not
right?
we have not determined that yet.
Nothing happened that yet.
All right.
So
Good.
Veronica's dad got murked by the poison, which was found in Veronica's room. Things got a little heated, and then Veronica said a thing, which Agathar unfortunately sort of just reacted upon and put her in the friend zone, which didn't go very well. But he decided to stay with her even after being asked to leave because he could tell with an insight check that she kind of wanted him to stay, but so he stayed.
Check of like almost 20, 30.
Yeah, I was rolling hot on insights for a little bit there, so.
Despite
and
the
yeah,
exhaustion.
Despite the exhaustion be damned.
Alright,
and then
yeah, go for it.
yeah, Agathar also told Veronica that it's not.
Oh, right.
Shit, I'm forgetting your fake name already.
Abigail.
Yeah, Abigail.
Yeah, she knows everything now.
I don't know why I keep on thinking it's Isabel.
Yes. there's an Isabel around. I don't remember.
Yeah.
there's not.
So, Abigail is now Agathar. Again.
Once more.
And then Percy and Rincewild went back to the school to try to evac Agathar, try to bail him out. But he wasn't there. He decided to skip school. Stay in school, kids.
Yes.
And as Soren and Valen were going to the police station to inform them of a plan that might or might not be going down. Who knows? It hasn't happened yet. It turned out that emissaries were on their way. So, Valen, looking around, seeing the chaos, didn't really feel like throwing a wrench into the plans of the day. Decided, hey, yeah, where do you need us?
Speaking of which,
Dev-
where are these diplomats coming from? What country?
I don't know. You changed the name of the country.
No, I didn't.
The northern country.
It's called Caligran.
Caligran, that's what it is. That's what
Yeah.
Rich asshole. I mean, Caligran. That's right.
Yeah, so dignitaries coming from that place. Valen may or may not have volunteered Soren along with himself. Be like, hey, where do you need us? You guys look a little bit disorganized. So we were told to take up station in front of the school and all that. As they were leaving, Valen decided to drop the bomb to the police chief saying, hey, by the way, this gang that we're hunting, they can intercept sending spells. Bye! And so Soren and Valen went to the school, and the dignitaries decided, hey, let's not follow directions, park right above the city, and drop in right in front of the school. At that point, Percival and Rincewild saw Valen and Soren, and reunited with the party, and that's where we left off. Something about
yeah, the dignitaries parked themselves in the middle of the town after being told not to, and
what's his name? I don't know.
I don't remember what his name or her,
its name there. I don't
know.
The plague doctor, the winter plague doctor.
Yeah, the winter guardian or whatever. I don't remember the title of this druid.
The title of the druid was the commandant. That is what they referred to this druidess in this large suit of black armor.
Yeah.
That was very similar in design to theirs.
And the commandant pretty much said, hey, you, get out of here. This isn't your land. Piss off.
And so we come back in, not where we left off, but elsewhere in the city. Kind of by force. rapid eye, very, very irritated eyebrow look at the 3 blank seats at the table.
And I was going to say irritated eye twitch, but that works too.
Irritated eye twitch works as well. Agathar, you are with Veronica leaving the house after having taken a bit of time to calm herself down after being summarily rejected. Did you say anything to her during that time?
I think when he closed the door, like showing that he's staying, I think he just looked at her. Oh boy, what would he say? I think he would just kind of be like, I think he would say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna leave you alone.
And why wouldn't you?
Because I know how it feels to be all alone. To have part of you die. And look, I know, despite everything, I still care. And I know what it's like to lose everything, and it changes you. And I won't let that happen to someone that I care about.
Give me a persuasion.
People up. This is normal because it's Veronica, or did that change?
I'll say normal in this instance.
Persuasion. Soft 20.
Okay. You see her fists kind of like clenching and unclenching for a little bit. Kind of like chewing on the corner of her mouth before she seems to sigh and just slump. Yeah, I suppose you can care about people without being like that. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable.
Okay. I never had anyone interested like that before, so it was strange, but I don't think I could have lived myself with continuing to lead you on, and I wasn't doing it on purpose.
I figured you weren't. You're not that kind of a person, from what I've seen, at the very least.
Yeah. But, I'm flattered.
Well, if I'm being honest, like, she turns to face you again. She has a couple of tears streaming down her face. I do still really like you a lot. And, I know I can be a little obsessive, but thinking about what you said and taking a moment to think, I think I'm just very emotionally vulnerable right dad just died. My mother's been dead. I don't know. I'm this twisted knot of emotions, and I don't know what I want. But I know that I do want you in my life in some degree.
Yeah, I understand. And I want to be in your life, despite, the time that I spent with you. I know you got yourself caught up in some dirty business, but I know that you care. I mean, you do have a good heart. So, it's not like, I don't know, you're different than the others, and so I just wanted to help you get out of a bad situation.
I know. She kind of walks over to you and crouches down before you and holds out her hand again. Then, please take my hand again, please. Please take my hand.
Okay. And he gives it.
Now I need you to repeat after me.
Okay.
This vow between us is null and void.
This vow between us is null and void.
And with that, you feel this unnatural weight that was wrapped around your heart just fall away. The thing is, you didn't even notice it was there until it was falling away, and it's like you suddenly feel a bit lighter. It's like, oh, as she and you both break the blood pact.
Ooh. Okay. Good. Very good. Oh.
I'm not gonna keep that over you. No, there's no need to.
Right. Thanks.
Well, what should we do now?
Aguilar takes a minute, kind of gives his chin a rub, then kind of slowly looks at the door, and then just kind of thinks for probably a minute. Well, we could. I have an idea. We could continue. We could try to find someone who knows gentle repose and preserve your dad's body, and then we buy our time until whatever goes down goes down. Maybe we could rob the gang under their nose while everything goes down. Maybe we can get enough to get the diamonds necessary for the raised dead.
Do you think we can really do that? She looks very
Yeah.
nervous at this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've learned a lot. My fingers have gotten pretty sticky. So if everything goes down and now I'm free to inform my group of what I know now, then I think if you help us, maybe we can get a deal. Maybe you'll be allowed to go off, I don't know, scot-free. I don't really know how the system here works, but if you help us bust him, then who knows? Maybe they'll allow you to carry on, and then, well, that whole shebang goes down. I start picking some pockets, or we try to find out where they're keeping a stash of a lot of money, and hit that while everything falls apart.
I don't really know if I like the idea of going to the police about any of this.
Well, you won't. You won't have to. I can speak on your behalf. Um, or there's there is another option, but it's not something I really want to. I have difficulty sharing.
Um, what would that be?
Since you know, you do know the raise dead spell, right?
I researched it a lot. I know that I have the capability of casting it. I just haven't actually had anything to cast it on yet.
Well, I could show you a way where maybe we don't need the diamonds.
She looks at you for a long while, and
He's grimacing too.
she shakes her head, and she'll just kind of like flick you on the forehead. No, we're not using life force.
I wasn't suggesting it taking it other people, but
No, even your own.
I've already done it once too many. I wasn't gonna take it upon myself.
You've done it way more than you should. You know that ritual
Yeah.
can shorten your lifespan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can do a lot worse
But-
than that.
He looks at his hands. Yeah. I totally understand. Well, he kind of has a little bit of a smile. Honestly, I'm really glad to hear you say that.
I care about you a lot. I'm not gonna ask you to risk your life for my dick of a dad.
I wasn't gonna be the one to do it. I would maybe show you how to do it, and then you could, but even then, you know,
No,
it goes bad. It goes.
I'm not going to go that way. Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Oh, this one's disadvantage. That's a 4.
She mutters something under her breath, but you don't catch what it is.
Okay. Okay. All right, then we could. Then how about this? We will stay on the path. We'll go back to school another time tomorrow. Keep doing our thing, and then once things go down, I can start being a little sneaky boy.
All right.
You don't have to be involved. I'll be the one to do it. But we should probably figure out a way to get you out when things hit the fan.
Okay. Maybe when things hit the fan, I just leave town and go to that master you were talking about. She's real, right?
Oh, yeah, she's real.
She's gonna insight
Do
you.
you? Sure.
Oh boy, that's a whopping 15.
Yeah, very much real.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, are you familiar with the Archdruidess Mel?
No, I'm not.
Well, then maybe you'll get more familiar with her. Hopefully, she's tough. He pauses for a second, staring out to the distance, kind of shakes his head. Tough but sweet.
Okay. I remember you talking about her.
Yeah.
If that is any indication to go off of, then I should be fine.
Yeah, I believe in you.
But she kind of like looks to the left, to the right of you, to the doorway, peering at it like, oh, what am I gonna do now?
Well, maybe we should. Should we hide him? Should I hide him somewhere, or should we just leave him? I don't know what
No.
to, I don't know what to do.
I don't know either.
Okay, well, we could, uh, bury, uh, bury him in the backyard, and then if things go right, we could just go back here and just dig him back up, and then do the raise dead.
Maybe. I honestly don't know. How about you, how about I use gentle repose on him and then you, take him?
Agathar starts sweating. Can I?
She points to your hip. That's a bag of holding, isn't it?
You want to put him in my bag?
Well, where else would you put it?
God, that's true. Oh man, that's true. Okay, that's you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Slight problem. I don't know gentle repose.
She looks at you. And she gives you a look of disappointment. She kind of like pinches the bridge of her nose. You're in the
I didn't get a chance to
necromancy.
copy that spell.
You're
I didn't
on
get a chance to copy that spell.
It's one of the most basic necromancy spells.
Look, I have other things to fill it with. I'm sorry. Look, I'll cross that bridge. I will. Look, okay. Would Agathar know if anybody in his party would know Gentle Repose, aka Valen or Renswa? Would I know
Yes.
that they have it?
You would
Yes.
imagine. You would imagine from what's the word? You would imagine from the gosh, what's the word?
From experience.
You would know from experience that shit. Valen would know it. He is a literal grave domain cleric.
Gotcha. Okay. So, okay. Look. Okay. Look. In my defense, one of my family knows it. Okay. Let me. Okay. How about this? You stay here, and I'll see if I can fetch my brother, and then I'll drag him back here, and then we'll do it, and then we'll put him in my bag.
I can cast it myself.
That works. Great. He blushes. He blushes in embarrassment.
She just looks at you and
Look,
sighs.
I have many things. Okay.
Look,
Hey,
it doesn't
come on.
matter. It's fine. I'm sure that we will figure this out.
Yeah. We have plenty of time, so I don't know when we're in study hall. We could copy spells. I can take gentle repose from you, and you can take something from me. Is that fair?
Sure. It's fine. That's fine.
Let's. Alright. Let's just get this out of the way. We have. I got some things to do, unfortunately.
Okay, then I'm gonna go cast it on him, and then you just take him.
Yeah, I'll take him.
Okay. She goes to walk out the door to her room, and then she turns around and goes, "Do you have 2 copper coins?"
I have. Can I convert a silver?
You can say that you have copper. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. I got a couple copper. Yeah.
Good, I need 2 copper pieces.
Okay. Yeah, gives her 2 copper pieces.
She plucks them from your hand and proceeds down the hallway, and you hear a bit of a gasp from seeing her dead compatriot again.
Yeah. I mean, he's going with her, so.
And are you following along with?
Yep.
All right, you follow along with, and you see her going about this this very ornate ritual where she chants a few words of prayer, a few words of power, as this thick emerald green energy seems to surround her father's body as she slowly folds his arms over his chest in a cross position, straightens his legs up and slides his tail down one end, and finishes it by placing 2 copper pieces on his eyes that are subsumed with this emerald green energy that just pulses through him, and the body seems to go into a state of stasis with this ethereal emerald green aura surrounding it. Okay, it's ready. You can take it now.
Ooh, cool. Yeah, he will. He will. Starting with his feet, he will just kind of start scooping her dad into his bag.
She helps you do so. You're able to fit 1 tabaxi into your bag. Be aware.
I guess our mutters to himself like, "This is the second dad I put in my bag."
She just looks at you like, "Wait, what?"
Um,
And that's where I will cut the scene. As I check and see, we are missing only 1 player, I believe. Now,
Oh yes, we just shoved a dragon into this bag.
so
we'll put that over later.
so Soren is not here at the moment, but Rensois is. Rensois, introduce yourself if you would.
Yes. Hello everyone. I'm Shy Knight. I play Rensois, the Harangon, aka Oryctali, Spores Druid of the group. The self-designated mom of the group, it seems.
All right, then. And as I cut to you, the three of you, that is, Percival, Renswa, and Valen, were all three with Soren, who's just there somewhere. Don't worry about him. He'll arrive soon.
Were we all together?
Yeah. You guys were all together. Renswa and Percival, you guys were at the college, stepping out of it, and Valen was there in line with the guards, along with Soren. The only person who was
Right.
not with you guys was... The only two people that weren't with you guys were Maxwell, specifically, and Agathar. But the
Soren
three
got
of you...
food poisoning somewhere.
Yeah, but the three of you are currently viewing a bit of a standoff between this large armored woman that you, Renswa, would recognize as the druid you met in that grove of ice and snow within the city of Deepwood. She's roughly 10 feet tall in this black plate mail like armor that has these pneumonic pistons kind of like sounding off inside of it, and this hissing of cold air as she moves into the center of the street. The three figures before her are... Two of them are dressed in very similar armor, but appear to be 12 feet tall instead of 10 feet tall, and their armor is a lot more heavy and bulky with actual weaponry on the back of it that seems to glow with this ethereal teal coloration, like imagine, if you would, someone liquefied ice and made that into a color.
So water?
Shush you.
I don't know about the color of water. It tends to be clear.
It is colored. Shush.
It's so blue. You meant blue?
Yeah, it is a very blue color.
Okay, you could have just said blue. It's the color of melted ice. Ah, clear.
I mean, you did walk into that one, Chad. You looked face first into that one.
Anyway,
Love you, Shad.
me too. Anyway, but but you guys see these two figures, these four figures standing off with each other. The man in the center is around 9 feet tall. He's the least dressed of all of them, with kind of like comfortable like a bomber, like a leather bomber style jacket with like fur wrapping around it, a gas mask style rebreather on his face, this icy pale skin, and these goggles that have these blue lights shining from within them. And as he notes the figure standing before him, he says, "Commandant, it is lovely to see you again. I didn't realize that you had come here when you'd left the homeland." And
Bane's here, Sky.
Alright, guess we do have to fight. Let's go.
and
I'm
and the woman kind of like positions herself in the center of the road. "I did. And what are you doing here?" "Peacekeeping, Commandant. Nothing more. We have come to see the leader of this country. To observe, right? What are you doing here?" Escaping Allfather. Something I see you have no qualms with." "Commandant, you of all people should realize just how Allfather is. Now, if you'd be so kind as to step aside, we have a meeting to attend." And from the air around you guys, you hear a bit of a hiss fill the air, as a very familiar voice says, "So it seems." There's a pop within the air and a twist of reality as a Miss Drolam Rivendell appears between both groups of people. Shimmering opalescent scales and rainbow-colored wings, accented by black markings of various tattoos adorning her body, each of them alight with a very faint glow. And for the first time since meeting her, you can see that her eyes are clear and focused and locked onto the three people before her. This soft hiss being now more felt than heard upon the wind. And I'm going to need Rensois, Valen, and Percival to all three make me Arcana checks.
Is this a spell effect?
Just roll the Arcana check.
No, I'm not getting anything.
Oh, the natural 20 on the
Invisible
side.
pain.
And then, wow,
Oh,
not
man.
me either.
And so, with that in mind, you three are spellcasters, and it feels as if the weave of magic in the air around here has grown thicker, and you feel ants upon your skin, like something's crawling. Percival to a much greater degree than both Rensois and Valen, probably because Percival is the only arcane caster here amongst the three of you. But that is just, there's just this spike of ambient magic in the air. Ah, Miss Rivendell, what a... Shut it. Your ship, move it, now. And with this snap at this gentleman in the middle, he kind of seemed, he puts a hand on his chest and looks very playfully taken aback, like, "Oh, you wound me." As he continues, "Oh, but we simply cannot. The ship is very important to us and is simply made for diplomacy and peacekeeping. We require it for the moment, but rest assured it will not do anything more than snow." The guy kind of like holds his arms wide, like, I mean, what can, like, with like a shrug, like, what else can you do? And Verlam kind of coils beneath herself and seems to lift herself up with her own coils, kind of like puffing her chest out a bit more. "I don't care. You were asked to dock your ship outside the city and not over the top of it. If that thing was so harmless, then my sensors wouldn't be going haywire at the sight of it. Move it now." And with each word she speaks, the air seems to be building with tension. The faint snake serpentine-like hissing in the air seeming to rise with each passing second as the two groups stand off with each other. And it is around that point in time that you see the Commandant kind of like rolling her head as much as her eyes, as you might imagine, as she spins her staff around and slams it into the ground. And you guys watch as this faint earth brown aura surrounds her and coalesces around her staff and shoots about 10 feet into the sky itself, where it forms this large cloud that begins to snow. She turns to the three diplomats and she says, "Move your ship. I have you covered. If you're really here for peace, then don't start a war with innocent people." The gentleman with the mask seems to sneer beneath it at her mentioning of the word innocent, giving a shrug and a snap of his fingers and a quick hand sign as he says, "Innocent? Commandant, you seem to forget yourself. However, it is no matter. For now." And with that, the ship begins to move away. Once it is gone, or once it's moved off to the side, the tension in the air seems to drop. And Dralam just stares the three of them down for a moment longer before folding her arms across her chest. With that dealt, you three may enter the college. We will be providing snack cakes and fruit. She then turns around and begins to slither towards the school, this long tail trailing behind her for a good distance before she pauses and turns back around again, holding up a finger. Before you get any funny ideas about my city, the defenses are more than capable of handling your ship and your party. Let's keep things civil, shall we? She says with a big grin before she continues to slither forwards. The three gentlemen, or the three diplomats, kind of following behind her. And as the middleman walks past the commandant, as he called her, he puts a hand on her shoulder, gives her a smile beneath his mask, and says, I will tell the Allfather of your involvement here, and he will want to speak with you. Be sure to keep your channels open for the next few days. And with a frown, one might assume, beneath his expression, he perks back up and continues to move forward. The four of them soon disappearing within the walls of the college itself. Once inside, the doors shutting behind them, you all get a intense sense of relief. And it's not just you guys, it's the entire city seems to just take a breath and relax.
Oh.
And I'd like the three of you to make me a perception check.
Well then.
Oh boy.
Perception.
14. I'm so good at seeing things.
14, 13, 14. All right, then. Give me just a second.
1 Mississippi.
All right, I'm back. So, with 2 14s and a 13, the three of you, after the doors close and you're just kind of like reconvening with each other, are struck by a somewhat odd sight that has your attention drawn to it by the fact that I'm gonna need you guys to make me Arcana checks.
Again?
Yeah, again.
Wow, my Arcana is not wanting to roll.
No one rolls good.
Can I,
mean,
use the 21 from on the other side of the last one, Shad?
No.
Well, fine. I'll roll a 19. And look, there's a 21 on the other side of
Got
this
the
one,
21
too.
anyway.
Visible pain.
Plus
So
7 ain't doing me jack squat.
the two of you guys see the three of you guys see a very large gray-skinned creature walking alongside a group of individuals that you, Ransois, would note is a Grey Render. And fun thing about Grey Renders, they can actually have a master if their master is what they consider to be smart enough. So it's tame, from what you can tell. It's not attacking anyone. But amongst this group, you see a black-furred tabaxi woman wearing what looks to be a dark brown cloth dark brown cloth traveling set with old stains of mud on the leggings and some black boots. She's carrying a brace of 3 wands on a belt and has flickers of purple fire occasionally arcing off of her, with a backpack and a side bag, but doesn't seem to carry anything else other than a simple weapon. And as the tallest, well, second tallest, she is leading the group with these 2 robed individuals that have masks adorning their faces. Travelers, as one might suppose, are trailing directly behind her. Behind the 3 of them is a blue-haired teenage human wearing a set of robes that are also light blue in coloration as well, with a single wand and a dagger upon her belt, and a bag over her shoulder, and a pair of green cloak, a lack of mud, and you note that gray render is peering at her specifically with these claws that seem to have this sheen of lethality to them. Trailing behind that person, yet still, is another individual that seems to be kind of like twitching a little bit. A nondescript, young-looking human with black hair and a eye patch across one eye that is dressed in simple leathers and a black coat and a black cloak with a umbrella that he is using to currently shade himself. While he doesn't appear to be armed at all, he is carrying a bag along with a bandolier of potions across his front. Aside from that, there is a black-furred canine individual with robes that is also trailing behind them, but seems to be following in a more aloof manner. His eyes are closed, and he's kind of like feeling at the wind a bit more, and kind of like even licking at the snow as it comes down to him.
Okay.
Just a group of strange individuals that just walk by, vanish off into the distance.
Question.
Yes.
People of no importance.
Any spell books I can see out?
No.
I see someone with a bunch of wands on a bandolier. I see a couple of important-looking bags. Yeah?
Yeah?
Okay. Anyone look to be... They all look to be, like, doing their own thing, right?
I will say they disappeared before you could do anything about it.
Oh, yeah, you think? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't dangle things in front of me I can't touch. It'd better if you didn't describe them at all.
I did so for them. I'm doing so for you.
Oh, okay. What did you describe me as? A rabbit or a halfling?
A rabbit, because you're a rabbit
Okay.
currently.
I don't know. Would you? Because I would have definitely tried to snatch that bag.
I know. Anyway, but you guys are a bit too concerned with the fact that, I don't know, it may have almost been war a few seconds ago.
That's my problem.
Anyway, but irregardless of all that, you guys may talk amongst yourselves now, as the crowd seems to be parting ways, with a lot of the guards kind of like maintaining appearances in front of the school itself. More than a few weary eyes being cast in the same direction as that ship off in the distance.
Well, that was
Something.
something. Yes, that is
Something that will complicate our timetable.
naturally.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. Fine, Agathar?
Though surprisingly, the Archmage looks surprisingly... Was it Dralam there?
Yes, it was.
Surprisingly lucid.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. I
Probably.
suppose whatever is ailing her when things are a bit more serious, so is she able to be.
We need to push things I need to get out of this town.
Well, step one is finding Agathar.
You see her lift a hand up, and with a snap of her fingers, the shadow that seems to just kind of cling to her dress kind of unfurls itself and comes up to her hand as the jet black raven forms itself there. Smudge, find. And he throws the bird as it beats its wings and flutters off. I'll at least have a bird's eye view. They will let me know if Agathar is at least within eye shot of here. Are they in fact in an eye shot of here, Shad?
Roll me a perception for your bird.
What is a raven's perception? This is a question.
I
And
think it's like a +3. +3 to +4.
I'm doing a search. Ravens. Let's see here. Perception is +3, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. What do I got? 6. It's snowing.
Yeah, it's snowing. It's snowing. Your bird's having a hard time finding a kobold in a haystack.
After a few minutes, as we start walking, the bird flutters back and lands on my shoulder, and you watch it click its beak near my ear, one of my ears. Conditions have gotten hard to see from above.
So then, shall we continue to the bar with no name, see if he dropped by there?
Without any other leads, I suppose it's our only other guess.
I mean, I can just send him a message.
Then do so.
Hey, Agathar, as I cast sending.
That's all we're saying. Just, hi, Agathar.
Nah,
Hi! That's it.
Hey, good news. He's alive.
Hey, Agathar, we're heading to the bar with no name. Percy, Renswall tried to look for you at the school. Where are you? And meet up with us so we can talk. I haven't heard shit from you other than one concerning letter.
Oh, speaking of
Pretty
which,
quickly.
Agathar.
Oh.
Very minor aside.
Mm-hmm.
As we pan over to you, you are walking with Veronica, I would assume, yes?
Yeah.
Alright. You see this large ship kind of like sail off and go off to the side from where it was positioned in the center and above the city. And roll me an Arcana as well.
Sure. Yeah, Agathar's just... What was that? 13. Damn it.
You also felt that ambient spike of energy in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But only barely, because of
Mhm.
proximity.
Right.
And Veronica just looks over and just looks at this. I'm gonna roll a thing for her too. You see, Veronica has like. So you know how cats look whenever they're very anxious about something.
Uh-huh. They get all frizzy.
Yeah, she is very frizzy. Her tail's all frizzed up. Her ears are standing on end, and she looks like she's vibrating. Her eyes are dilated completely. And she looks like she's in fight or flight mode, or just about to be in fight or flight mode. I don't know. There's a lot of magic in the air right now.
I felt something. Is it bad? Are we under attack?
I don't think, and you see her kind of slowly settle down a little bit. I don't think that is the case. But whatever it was, that was not very good. I think it was like a territory dispute. That's the best way I could describe it.
Who?
I honestly, I couldn't really tell you. Uh, I, it's not good. It's not very good. Agathar was not very good at all. Um, we should get going, soon.
Yeah, yeah. We should double time it. Agathor, because Veronica's very nervous about something, and he saw something he has no idea what it is. He'll cast Mage Armor on himself.
All right then, and you get. And Agathar, you hear a very familiar voice in your head, or whispering in your ear specifically. Hi, Abigail. It's your friend. Um, so you don't gotta worry about your friends. I already gave them a little bit of an update on you, just so you know.
Oh, well, thanks, but I should run into them. I don't know what's going on. I should. I don't know what's going on.
Well, rumor has it that stuff's going down. But don't worry. I'm sure your friends will contact you soon. Just remember, it came from me. Or it came from you.
Can I? Can I? I mean, it's a voice in my head, but can I? Can I insight that to see if like she's actively preventing me or dissuading me from seeing my friends?
No. Like, no insight needed. Like, she just said, go ahead, find your friends. Just remember, if they ask, it's from you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Um,
She just told you
okay.
she gave them an update for you.
Right, give an update. Okay. All right. Okay. He'll give like a little bit of a confused look, but kind of nod a little bit. Um.
Who are you talking to? Says
Uh.
Veronica.
Oh. I got sent the message. One of my friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's try to find let's try to find my other friends.
Yeah, let's go.
I know.
And it's around this point in time that you do actually receive
Mm-hmm.
Valen's real message.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So he will reply. Oh, fuck, what was the message again? Just so I don't miss anything.
Shit, I forgot exactly what I
I
said.
think it was like.
on the lines of, "Hey, we're heading to the bar with no name. Francois Percy tried to find you at the school. You weren't there. Are you alive? Where are you? Meet up so we could discuss what we found out. And
Right.
we're not sure if you're okay because we only received a very concerning letter from you."
Right. Okay. So he's gonna open his mouth a little bit and then just kind of like think the message back. Hi, sorry. Things are crazy. Me and Veronica headed to the bar right now. We have a lot to catch up.
Okay, guys, good news. Agathar's alive.
Thank you.
Why does the way you say it sound like there's also a bad news or a but?
He's going to meet us at the bar, but he's bringing Veronica? Not sure how that's gonna work.
How did he sound?
Concerned, in danger, threatened.
Sound like Agathar, a little bit stressed. mostly tired. You know.
He may be under duress. Walk with caution.
All right.
You see Percy lift up her new and improved endless bottle of coffee as she twists its sides like a Rubik's cube to different runes as she just starts drinking from the bottle. Too sweet. Or twisting it again and trying different flavors.
All right.
Sweet. The setting was
That-
one teaspoon of sugar.
Yeah, I was gonna say we all know that Percy likes their coffee as dark as their soul,
Percy uses salt.
That
or
would
at least,
be,
at the very least, as dark as their humor.
I would say one thing to that: there is no coffee that gets that black.
Oh, oh, oh.
Believe me, I have tried.
Percy uses salt, not sugar.
Wow.
So,
Yes, no, I make sure I make you cry and make you cry into my bottle.
eventually, everyone
Oh, that's a bottle.
arrives. I'd imagine your rendezvous is the bar with no name, correct?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
All right, then.
Burst into that bitch with my feet. Bap.
All right. It takes you guys not very long to meet back at the bar with no name.
As we're walking, Valen will look and guard say, "Hey, yep, something came up." So,
the guards.
whatever.
I mean, guards are dissipating.
All right, never mind then.
Like
Carry on.
you're free to go and do your thing at this point in time.
Yep.
But still, the four of you eventually reconvene in the bar with your name, and I'm gonna say that the three other people arrive first. So the three of you arrive first at the bar with no name. What do you guys gotta do?
I open the settle on in, find a large table to sit at, and claim it as my own.
All right, easily done.
And then it is a waiting game. I will leave Smudge outside. The Raven will take a loft and keep watch over the exterior of the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, Rincewa kind of also kind of takes a seat with them as well, and keeps her eyes to the door and nervously, like, kind of like nervous fidgeting, waiting for Agathar to show up.
All right. All the three of you sit. One of the helpful barmaids that have been hired recently comes up, and you wait there for a little bit. A small little tabac. I mean, not really small, but like a young tabaxi man does come up, and he has like a tray full of muffins and another tray full of drinks. He's just like, would would you guys like to buy a muffin? Or 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 get drinks?
Just stares this woman down with red eyes.
It's a guy.
This dude.
He just looks back.
Fine, thank you.
Okay. You guys just looked like you could use the muffin, but it's okay. And he just kind of awkwardly turns and just walks away. Shortly afterwards, Agathar, you arrive with Veronica, the door opening up and the two of you kind of walking in.
Yeah, I will say on the way as we're getting close to the bar, I was like, okay, so they're definitely not going to trust you. I mean, why wouldn't they? You're kind of involved, but I'll try to vouch for you as much as I can. So I think if that information comes straight from you, I think that might get them at ease a little more.
Oh, okay, of course. I'd really rather not be accosted.
I won't let them hurt you. They're not gonna hurt. Valen might hurt you, but they're not gonna hurt you.
Well, that doesn't exactly inspire confidence.
No, it's fine. He's not gonna do anything. I would really watch out for Miss Percival. She, if you thought Heather was mean with words, but just answer the questions to the best of your ability. And if things get a little off the rails, I'll try to get it back on the rails. But I promise you, you're safe.
Okay. Not a lot of inspiring confidence there, but if you're confident, I'll try and be confident with you. Just lead us in.
All right. Just follow me, and he will enter the bar.
I spot you with Smudge. You see the very clear jet black raven kind of tilts its head as that red eye just leers down at you as you go in.
And pretty much immediately as they enter, Rensois starts waving him down.
He waves back.
Percy lifts a hand and slowly puts Rensois' hand down from waving wildly.
She wasn't waving wildly.
You were waving.
She just waves him down, get over here.
Oh. I don't change what I said.
Agathar will go straight to them, kind of with a smile of relief, thank God my family. Like a little bit of the sense of homesick kind of goes away.
Have you seen Percival as a rabbit yet?
No, he would not have.
You see another Orc-Tolly next to Rensois. Snow white fur, tall ears, jet black glasses with piercing little red spots behind them, and just a look that says I could care less, much in how Percy would, though they wear something buxom, they're wearing something more risque than Percy would wear.
Okay. I think seeing the Ortali next to next to Rensois, I think as he's walking over, I think he'll put his hand over his mouth. And Rensois will get a message from Agathar just saying, so who did you bring? Is that your girlfriend? Did you get a girlfriend without me?
And you very clearly see, it's blink, blink, pinch of the bridge of the nose. And it gets the response. It just gets the response back. It's Percival.
I wish I had said I'd cast Detect Thoughts. My life would be perfect right now.
You can cast it right now.
That means nothing at this point.
Fair enough.
I've missed the juicy part.
Could I incite Rensois at that look? It's a long shot, but I want to see.
Go for it.
Nope. Don't even.
Nope.
I catch nothing.
Don't you have lucky? Don't you have...
I'm not wasting any of those on this.
Would it be a
You're
waste?
a much smarter player than I am.
Would it be a waste? Would it really?
I could give Rensois a 1 and force my 6 to be a success, but I'm not gonna.
Ship.
You could give yourself the high number instead.
I have a 13. That's not a high number.
That's a 14 with that +1. You little scam.
I will abstain.
Okay.
As old Aggie comes wandering up and she leans over, as you see a little blob form on her shoulder that looks like a little rabbit, an outline of a rabbit with little red eyes.
Hey, that's a good look. on you.
The little red eyes slit. And who had told you? She like side eyes Rensois.
I have a keen eye for such disguises.
No, you don't. Speaking behind my back. Well, that's untrusting. She leans back into her chair.
It's good to see you not dead or half dead.
Yeah, me
It's-
too.
I think it might be a first from when you've wandered off.
I know, right?
So little faith you show in young Agathar.
I did my best.
And who are you?
She looks to Agathar.
Yeah, this is Veronica. She's part of that friend group from last night that I kind of went into.
And now I will cast Detect Thoughts under my breath.
All right.
What do you mean by went into?
Well, you know,
Like just the lean, slight narrowing of the eyes.
Well, I mean, you saw the infiltration, I guess is sort of the word for it. Infiltrated.
What do I hear with my magical mind on? Here's Shad.
You hear the surface level thoughts being something along the lines of like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrifying. I'm really scared." But
All
at
right,
least
now Rensois and
but
Agathar.
but at least Agathar is here with me. And
Okay,
then
now Rensois and Agathar.
let me
That's
finish.
okay.
Let me finish.
Okay.
And then at the talk of like inserting himself into a friend group, you get the surface level thought of inserted himself into my heart too.
So you noticeably see one of Percy's ear twitch.
And now Agathar can give surface level thoughts. Sure.
What is Aggie thinking?
Agathar is thinking, oh boy, there's a lot to tell. Don't know what's going on. Things are weird. She's Miss Percy's disguise, sort of. I mean, oh, this is crazy. Things are crazy. These are bad. Things are kind of bad. These are weird.
Now,
What did she tell them? She told them something. I don't know. I'll prod, I guess.
now, Rensois.
Francois' thoughts are basically along the lines of, if she has touched a scale on his head,
Percy
Uh,
she will not
irreverently
leave this bar alive.
smile for the first time as this Auric Tali. You can see her buck teeth and just like this cruel grin.
Immediate surface level thought ping from Veronica. Oh, that's quite terrifying. I don't like how she's smiling at me now.
And
I
I
don't
will
like that she's smiling.
I will pierce the fabric of her mind and rip and tear whatever information I can from her.
All right,
No
so that
need,
is
no need for a save.
oh,
You're using your nat one.
all right. I'm gonna use the lucky
Uh,
feat. I'm messing.
You couldn't use lucky.
I was making a joke.
I know. I was just for future reference. You could. There's no dice being rolled.
Okay.
So yes, I am looking for information. The information that I want. Not so much anything else, but what does she know about the goings on of that group she's a part of? What's the juicy? Where's the juice?
Is that how the spell works?
Yes, I can pick and probe through her mind.
All right. Can you ping it real quick? I need to see
I
how
will
specific
pick-
the
I will-
information is.
I can only pick like a single subject, I believe.
You gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. So, you don't get to probe for specific information. You gain insight into its reasoning behind its surface level thoughts, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. Okay. I will, however, give additional information because that is a natural one on that save. So emotional state right now is currently frightened because they're wanting to be helpful to you guys, and they're wanting to be helpful to Agathar as well, but they don't want to suffer at your hands, so to speak. So the big fear they have looming, so one of their big emotional states and the reasoning for it is they're meeting new people that they were told kind of not too flattering things about, and they're afraid for their lives a little bit. But something that looms large in their mind, the various things that loom large in their mind, is the recent death of their father that they just found out about today, getting enough money to revive him, and also whether or not they can pursue an actual relationship with Agatha or not. As for what information they may have, well, perhaps the revival of her father would loosen her lips exponentially. And as for other things that loom large in her mind, probably the thought that her crew is trying to kill her. It's a pretty big one. So there's another avenue that you could use as well, if any. So you did get a lot with your detect thoughts.
Yeah, just not what I wanted. Okay. Leans back, drumming her fingers on her chest.
However, she does know you're probing your mind. She does know that you have probed her mind.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It says right there. Either
I thought
way,
that only...
no. It says if the creature fails, you gain the following things. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you are probing its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use its action on its turn to make a intelligence check contested by your intelligence check. If it succeeds, the spell ends.
So does that essentially mean I can continue to press her
Yes, you can.
for more?
Yes, you can ask her a verbal question like, what do you know about such and such topic? And then her mind will shape around that question subconsciously, and that will give you the answer you're looking for.
All right.
Granted,
So
granted, she can always take an action on her turn to make an intelligence check contested by yours to end the spell, but as it goes back around to her turn, she doesn't. She doesn't do that. That's just something that you would know.
Okay. She leans forward with her elbows on the table, arms under her bust as she leans closer to this girl. I think she flicks the dark shades up as the little her eyes. These got big rabbit eyes, but they're her. What's it called? The color of her eyes. What is that?
Red? Magenta?
Oh.
No, her eyes are red. I mean, what do you call it?
I know what you're talking about.
The pupils?
Her iris is very small.
Yeah.
It's just like she has very small irises, and so it's alarming to some degree as she kind of leans forward with this smirk. Okay.
I will note two things. One,
Yeah.
you only get 6 questions because of the time limit on the spell.
It's 10.
It would be a minute if you hadn't have gone to her thoughts, Agathar's thoughts, Rensoir's thoughts, then back to her thoughts.
Okay.
Still, 6 questions. And that is 6 questions while under the effects of this spell.
So she leans forward, placing her chin on her threaded fingers. We don't have a lot of time before I get exhausted of this. What do you know about your outfit? Details. You don't have to say it, just think it.
She nods, and what she knows about her outfit, from what you can see within her mind, it doesn't give you specific information through her mind. However, the reasoning she has for telling you what she's about to say is because she wants to be truthful, and she feels you guys can protect her. The large thought looming in her mind when she tells you this is the fear that she will have a retaliation put against her, or that you guys will reject her outright for not giving enough information. And her emotional state is that of fear.
Right fear to have, or right emotion to have around Percy.
But what she says,
I get more information from surface thoughts than the deep ones. Like at this point, I'm like, why did I even probe any further?
it's because I didn't really know how the spell worked. Still, and as she kind of answers this question, I'll give you additional details. What I know about my outfit is that I am kind of an enforcer of sorts. I handle people that step out of line. I try my best to appease Heather, who's kind of like the main leader of our outfit, but she's not even second or third in command of the entire chain. That leadership role goes to Big Boss and the boss below it that we answer to.
And who do you answer to?
We answer to just their name is Boss. We've never seen them.
Their name
Of
is.
course.
You've never seen them.
We've never seen
Where's
them. We've only.
Where's your drop point?
We don't have a drop point. We have a pickup point, and our drop points, if any, are all throughout the city that we kind of deliver to. We have 3 pickup points. We have 3 song crystal stores that we go to and we buy from, and then we take those and we go to other stores where we get hair dye and other accessories, and we get the drugs from them to then deliver to other people.
Just kind of like places a hand and starts rubbing the bridge of her nose.
Within the thoughts, for the first question, Big Boss, you get this image, this thought line of a figure shrouded in darkness and shadows, and their voice distorted by magic within a room that the group enters and then leaves. And you can also probably see that there are more individuals involved in that same room, but that Boss has control over. But they usually come in with robes and stuff disguising whom they are, but you know that there are about 5 more individuals outside of Heather and her crew that work for Boss.
You know all the points, pickups, drop-offs.
I know R3. Well, R6.
How many other people are? How many
And
other?
your boss directly comes to those points?
No, I don't. I don't know who comes directly to our points. All I know is that we're just the distributors.
When would be the next drop?
That'll be your last question. The next drop for the drugs themselves, to the shipment to, we don't like drop for specific individuals. We sell them, we distribute them. If you're talking about drops for those stores that we get our supply from, then there's usually a drop for them every Friday. That's when we get the restock.
What day is today?
It is currently Wednesday. It is
For
Wednesday.
2 days.
Well,
And so-
But at the end of the week, the queen will be in town.
The big boss. Big boss is coming to town. Just pretty much I need to give more thoughts, information. So, let's see. So far, her information has been completely truthful. Other information you're able to glean from her thoughts with the detect thoughts spell is images of each of these locations. You see a few moving crystal song vendors. You see a few stationary shops. If Valen could see these thoughts, he'd recognize a stall and a merchant, shop in question.
yes, the dice store.
Yes, and other things that you would be able to glean from her thoughts is the 5 of them are like the main distributors, but the runners but there's like 10 runners beneath them that are like underlings. Bethany does accounting, and she does accounting not only for just Heather and her group, but for the other groups as well. And Heather is just
So the woman we took in has connections to all of them.
Yes.
Well, I can say this much for the person you brought us, Agatha. They at least established that we got the right person.
Yeah.
Besides
They're
that,
good-
Yeah.
they're also a good bit deal less annoying to deal with than Bethany.
Taking the
Uh,
sun out of finding the
You guys talked with
distribution
Beth.
dates.
I'm sorry, Bethany? She's just the accountant. What do you mean by she's annoying to deal with? She's a pushover.
I looked to
Yeah,
Rincewa
Rincewa
with a
also
sort of,
looks.
you don't need to keep talking.
Yeah, no, looks over and is like, You know, the same look of, oh, well, if she doesn't know, we don't need to tell her.
Regardless, you've served your purpose. You can go.
It's probably best if she sticks around here.
Yeah.
And
Why?
gets found out for hanging out with the people who are actively trying to shut them down.
Or she gets killed somewhere. Because Heather Duke is dead.
Is she?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Worm's Kiss. We went to her place so I can talk to her, and, well, someone slipped it in her drink.
Can I incite the girl beside
Yeah,
Agathar?
Rincewa also was
By all
going to
means, go ahead.
immediately look for her reaction. 18. And
That's like
once
the third-
again,
fourth natural 20 on the other side for you.
visible pain.
You're revving up
She
that
looks-
advantage.
She looks just as genuinely confused by how it happened as Agathar is. However, she does not look sorrowful that it happened.
You don't look broken up over your friend.
She wasn't really my friend. She was a bit of an asshole.
Yeah. Truth be told, she figured out I wasn't a girl, but had the wrong point of view on it. She got upset for the wrong reason.
Yeah,
Right.
she was not a good person, and
Yeah.
the world won't miss her.
Be
At
that as it may,
least Max isn't here
who
to
would want to kill her?
deal with that.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'd like to do something, if you don't mind.
Oh, by all means, go ahead. What do you want to do?
Percy draws her finger across the table and casts a minor illusion. Do you know those animated little cards? Because they have those little ridges. They're invisible from one side,
The
but
flip
visible
books?
from another. Yeah, not a flip book. It's like imagine you have like a piece of paper and you fold it a bunch of ways and you have it drawn on one side and not on the other. So if you look at from one side, you don't see anything, but from the other, you see.
Not really.
The plastic laminate cards where like it's one picture one way, and if you turn it the other way, it's a different picture.
I guess.
What I'm doing is I'm casting an illusion that's visible to Rensois, but not visible to anyone else at the other side of the table.
Okay, sure. Seems easy enough.
Yeah, I do that, and Rensois, you see a sort of text appear on the table. The girl is obsessed with your boy. In an unhealthy. And then the illusion fades.
Minor illusion takes a whole minute, but it will fade eventually. Yes.
It's like there's a noticeable like quick flare of her nostrils and a slight twitch of the ear, but nothing more.
I will say, Rensois, with that 18 insight, I will give you a little bit extra detail there. You see, whenever Heather Duke is brought up, she kind of like looks down and to the right at Agathar, and you get a sense that she feels justice was served. Heather
I mean,
Duke
cool.
deserved
So
it.
does Francois.
So, we have a fair bit of what we need already packed away. We need only wait for the proper channels to do what they're supposed to, though we have hit a speed bump with the new arrivals above us.
Yeah, do you know anything about the ship that was above the city earlier? Or that?
Foreign dignitaries trying a power move.
Politics.
Then do you know where
They
that
try.
do you know where that pulse of magic came from?
That would be ch-ldr-n
The old man
trying to show them that her dick was bigger than theirs.
Oh.
Agatha mutters something a little bit, and then just kind of shrugs. I felt it too, but she felt it worse than I did.
Yeah. Sometimes whenever magic is used like that, it tends to trigger sensors in other casters. I
Yeah.
guess because of my more formal training. No offense to any of you. I'm just a bit more attuned to that. I can sometimes be the it can sometimes mean the difference between life and death in a duel between casters.
Bold of you to assume I hadn't felt any.
Well, I was more speaking to about Agatha and how he
Fine.
felt it to a lesser degree than I did.
It's fine. My mind was on other stuff.
Right.
But, so is that something that we need to be worried about, or is that just sort of happening in the background?
I am unsure.
It's more of a roadblock than anything,
This is going
and
to
no doubt
slow
to
us
cause
down.
complications.
Do you think it'll spook the gang a little bit?
If anything, it might be something they had,
Anticipated.
yeah, maybe predisposed information. Perhaps these dignitaries, as long shot as that may be, contacts with the underbelly of this place. If that is the, if that's the case, it would help these dignitaries that seem to want to throw their weight around to have chaos sown.
And even if they aren't tied, simply based on their little power move and how the guards seemed to react, a large number of the force will no doubt be preoccupied keeping an eye on the city's new guests, and less eye on, well, on other goings-ons.
That makes sense.
May I ask, do you know where they came from?
Up north.
Xanadu?
I say it's like,
Caligran?
where did Snow
Cal-
Druid tell me they were from?
The cold
Caligran.
lands.
Based on, it's like, well, they knew that Druidess, so my guess would be Caligran.
It is Caligran.
I'm gonna roll
Uh,
a history.
They
check
brought
for her.
snow with them. Their skin looks as if it's composed of ice.
And I was told by, I keep on forgetting her name, the police chief. I was told by the police chief that they are from Caligran.
Ah, fortunate.
She got a natural 20 on that history check. Okay.
Wow.
Her eyes kind of like go wide, and she kind of like looks around a bit more frightened, kind of like tucking down a bit lower, almost as if she's afraid to be heard. Are you sure they're from Caligran?
It is a very good assumption.
Oh no, that's not good. Caligran's a country of isolationists. They certainly don't have that level of technology. That's more like Zenith than anything else, but well, I guess Zenith did go to the stars recently.
How close is Zenith from Caligran?
Not terribly far.
Roll me a history check.
It's like, very far, because it's in space now.
12.
In a general world map, Zenith is a country that's somewhere between. It's in the ocean, near Caligran, Xanadu, and the Ember Sticks. But it's not exactly like super close to it. They were also very much isolationist, very much you stay over there, we'll do our business, and then half their island just kind of like picked up and flew off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not
I
really
mean,
half
that's
of their island, more like their entire populace just flew off recently.
Yeah, Agatha thinks a long shot, but do you think that they took the technology that they left?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that's not Zenith Tech up there. Z Tech was always more from what I know from my history lessons, Zeta technology is more. She like, looks around as if she's looking for someone. I'm gonna make a D100 roll. Mm-mm. Okay. She kind of like points to this mouse girl in the corner of the room that has a lot of weaponry on her and this weird digitized camo looking apparel on, breastplate, a salmon colored bag of holding with like some bedazzled little jewels on it. And she's like, "That's Zenith technology over there," she says, pointing to what some might describe as somewhat futuristic looking weaponry from like what you would see in modern day America, but more futuristic looking. Or at least that was the dregs of their technology, the what they allowed other people to use. From what I heard, they had laser weapons, plasma weaponry over there. Um, Caligran is more of a just a country of Northlanders. They were more Viking in nature, one might say. They were a mixture of natural magic users and sword and board big axe wielding muscle men. They wrestled bears from what I remember, but if those are from Caligran now, then it seems like our history books need to be updated a little bit.
Also, Shad, I
Indeed.
don't know if you saw the message Soren's here.
Yes, I saw.
Cool. Just make sure.
And as she finishes this, Soren, ba-da-da-da, we are gonna go over to you. Now you,
Buddy,
Soren,
friend.
you know what happened to you, buddy?
I don't. What
Buckle
happened?
pop.
You got pulled away for special guard duty.
Oh yeah, that was last time.
Yes. But now you got pulled away for extra special guard duty inside the school.
Why?
Cool, I'm an extra special guard.
Yeah.
Yes, guarding toilets.
You are pulled in with a few other guards inside this central room where you guys kind of like followed in behind Drolam and these three individuals as they kind of like as they kind of like stand in the center of this very large room. Books line the walls, and there's a round table in the center. You are posted up on one corner with a few other official guards, and they are kind of just sitting there, just in case anything happens. The two tall guards seem to stand on either side of this much smaller figure as he pulls out a chair and takes a seat. Evening, Miss Rivendell. Lovely to see you. I thought that we would meet your dignitaries when we came here. I'm very much awake. You entered my country without much warning. Why? Oh, no time for pleasantries. It's a little bit sad, isn't it? I don't have time for pleasantries. State your business or leave. The guy in his mask just kind of like leans back in his chair and just kind of, throws up his hands like, yeah, fine. You got me. Sure. Such a distinct lack of tact and decorum, a lack of pleasantries? How sad, how sad. Oh well, it is of no matter. We are here to offer a olive branch of sorts. We're here to keep the peace. And what kind of peace are you looking to keep? The kind of peace that keeps you out of our affairs. And what would those affairs involve? Our affairs involve our own, among a few other things. But you and Vitrium as a whole have nothing to worry about. We are here with the All-Father's blessing to state to you that we will not wage war on Vitrium. Jalam kind of like folds her arms and leans back in her coils and quirks an eyebrow at him. Ooh, wonderful news. You won't wage war on me. Interesting choice of wording there. Is it? Yes, it is. It implies you want something else from my country. Perhaps. Maybe I just want trade. Maybe we just want food. You have an abundance of it, don't you? We do, but not for warmongers. The All-Father and our new nation of Caligran are not warmongers, Miss Rivendell. We are civilized individuals. We are advanced as a race and as a whole. We simply wish to share such bounties with the rest of the world. If you do not wish to participate in this, then that is fine. More than fine. It means there's more for everyone else. Really? I'll tell you what. You can go tell the Allfather that Vitrium is not interested in its peace that it is offering. We will continue our trade and our business as normal. You stay out of our business, we will stay out of yours. If any skirmishes happen in our borders, if anything happens within my country, we will retaliate. Provided, of course, we can find the necessary proof to do so. He puts a hand on his chest and gives kind of like a, oh. And gives kind of like a, oh, you wound me gesture. Miss Rivendell, we would never dream of doing anything to this country. Allfather knows that you control a large supply of food for most of the known world. We're simply asking that you supply the proper people.
Can I insight him when he says we have no interest in war?
Oh, by all means, go ahead.
11.
11. He's very hard to read because he has like both a mask on his face and also he's facing away from you, and like a lot of his face is obscured just in general. He's a very strange body type to people you normally associate with as well. So sadly, you're not able to get much off that insight. We will supply who we want to with food, because everyone deserves a chance to eat something, even your country. Now, if that's all you wanted, you may leave. The man ponders for a moment before leveling a gaze at her, saying, "Let's cut down to brass tacks, Miss Rivendell. We have goals we wish to accomplish. We have plans. The Allfather does. And those plans are not to be interrupted. Correct. She gives a smirk to this man. You have plans, I have plans, the whole world has plans. You just think the world revolves around yours. It doesn't. You can leave now. Is this your final answer, Miss Rivendell? Yes, this is. I'm not going to stand aside. And I'm not going to stand aside and let things sit. If it comes to certain actions your country will take that will affect mine, I will take action. That is agreed. We won't affect your country. He turns to his two guards. I believe that negotiations have come to an end. We're leaving. Yes, leave, as I've been telling you to. And make sure to give the Allfather my regards. Oh, we will, Miss Rivendell. We will give him all the regards you can. With that, the man stands. His two guards seem to unfreeze from their locations as the mnemonics kind of whir and hiss in their suits, as the three of them kind of about face and begin to walk out of the room. The guards opening the doors and sort of escorting them out, with you following in tow.
He's gonna kind of not be too close to them as he follows them out.
All right then.
So as not to give the illusion of like hostilities.
Of course, I will say, would you like to stay in the room, or do you want to leave?
He'll stay in the room.
All right then.
Actually,
Okay. The guards leave.
Alright.
And you are left in the room with Miss Rivendell, along with a few other guards. As, roll an insight.
Ten.
Okay. You see this woman kind of looking forward, staring what one could consider to be daggers at these retreating figures. And you notice that she's shaking a little bit. And you're not quite sure with what emotion. But after a second or two, she kind of like blinks once, and her eyes go from this sharp focus that she had that entire meeting to that same clear that same unclear haziness that there was to them earlier. She kind of like touches her head. Where was I again? What was I doing?
Negotiations, Miss Rivendell.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes. Did I win?
he kind of turns away and looks to the direction that they left, and he goes, "Honestly, I'm not quite sure."
I really need to stop negotiating for cake. I always lose slices. She frowns. I'm gonna go
Still,
make a cake.
you done better than I did, and I would have.
I'm gonna go make a cake now. It's almost my daughter's birthday. And with that, she stands and kind of traces a doorway into the air and slips through nothingness and disappears.
And with that, Soren's just kind of gonna look in the direction she left, look in the direction that the Caligran's left, the Caligrani left, and he's just gonna be like, "What did I just witness?" And he's going to leave the room as well.
All right. You leave the room, and around the point in time that you arrive, you arrive back at the bar with no name. You enter to see Agathar dressed as Abigail with Veronica in front of Rabbitfolk Percival, Rensois, and Vaylin, kind of conversing with one another.
Oh, hello again.
Look who is last to show up.
Where have you been?
Negotiations. Unfortunately, negotiations that I wasn't responsible for.
Wait, you were there?
I was.
Care to enlighten us?
What did they want?
Well, they said they had some
Hey,
plans here.
Should we even talk about this? In the open? I feel like this is very sensitive information.
Well, Soren's gonna sit down next to them and try to speak quietly. He's gonna look around first for anybody around.
Many onlookers?
Yeah. Onlookers, on listeners. Perception?
So there's no one around that seems to be interested in what you're saying. There's kind of like, vibing. Though there's still that underlying tension to the air.
Yeah, he's gonna sit down and basically address the group and say, we should probably wait till later. I don't think it's anything too important, but I guess to be safe.
I'm not hearing explosions, so, it seems to have gone well enough.
Let's just say I learned that someone in this city is a far better negotiator than I thought she was.
Well, this, was it civil? Tense?
No.
It was neither.
No.
Which one was it?
Ralam.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
I said, was it civil or tense? The emotions.
Oh. I'm sorry. It was rather tense, as a matter of fact.
In what way?
Either of them were kind of afraid of stepping on people's toes. Just kind of glaring daggers at each other and talking.
All right. Sounds about the standard for separate countries being forced to talk with each other, especially one who seems as bold as this Caligran or whatever. Percy doesn't know the name. And she does not care to.
Caligran. Yeah. You know, actually, he wouldn't know this information, so never mind. He'll be, well, speaking of tents, maybe we should break the ice a little bit. Do you guys want anything? I can order some drinks, maybe some food.
I think I'd like a drink.
Hey,
Yes. We should have discussions over drink.
yeah, so Agathar will take people's orders if they will give it to him, and then he'll hurry to the bar, and then we'll order the gang the drinks.
All right then. You order the gang a drink. You order the gang some drinks. That'll run you about 1 gold.
Okay.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
I'm just role playing.
Okay.
Wait, but if you're doing the drink thing, do that first. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just a gold for
Yeah.
drinks. They all get distributed.
Also, how much is Agathar's tab again?
Do you have a tab?
Yeah, because he hasn't.
50
He didn't
gold for the fight.
cover. Yeah, he didn't cover his share for the fight.
Oh, like 50 gold. I'm gonna say sure.
So, we have a new element. We could probably renegotiate. Get our needs met sooner rather than later. Seeing as there's a political force making moves, I am certain Vitrium would be far better off with their mad mage not so mad.
I'm gonna have to agree on that. And I have a feeling that Mel had an idea that this might have be happening in the
Oh
background.
yes, of course. Mel, she knows everything.
Because why else would she tell us to go hunt these things down?
She shrugs because the thing she decided. I don't know why you think she can see the future.
You know what?
No, study the
Fair
past
point.
enough, see its patterns. You could hazard a guess at the very least.
When was the last time you saw her leave that picket fence?
Not really ever, but
Well, then all of the information she is getting is from second-hand sources, or from eyes she has all over the place. So, I imagine her information network is Swiss cheese at best.
he shrugs.
I refuse to acknowledge that this woman just knows everything. It is aggravating. But if this is the case, that we have new leverage, I think we should exert it while we can. While this is still fresh. The longer we wait, the more likely they are to get comfortable with these new political faces, maybe starting to move on. But
Perhaps.
if we have drinks coming, I would rather have a sip before we leave.
So, Veronica, you said that Big Boss was coming on Friday.
Yeah.
Do you know where?
No. We'll know when they arrive.
How would you know?
Well, she reaches into her robes and she gets a look of confusion on her face as she kind of like pats at a couple more pockets and she's like, "Did I leave it at my house? No, I wouldn't have left it at my house. Oh, well, this is a little bit awkward, but I have a sending stone. It's how we're informed.
Does Agatha overhear this?
You're right next to him. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah. Agathar will start sweating and attempt to put it in her other pocket that she didn't check.
She already checked all of her pockets before she said this, but sure, you can do that.
Agathar.
You definitely didn't feel
put
that.
You can
the
roll
good
sleight of
ol',
hand.
the
Yes,
good old
please.
Fallout reverse pickpocket.
How good is
20.
my? Oh!
It's a 20.
Off 20.
Yeah, no,
Alright,
you
plus
easily
15.
slip it back into one of her pockets. What do you say? Anything?
Agathar, after he kind of just quickly like puts it back into her pocket without anyone seeing. I think he'll get up, maybe sort of like, oh, the drinks are ready, and like he will stand up and like kind of bump where he put the sending stone, so like the stone will bump her, so she can feel the roundness of the stone.
Roll me a intelligence check. I'm gonna say.
Shit. Oh, thank God. 15.
All right, and a deception if you want to be sneaky about it.
Yeah, I want to be sneaky about it. There we go. Not very good at it. 11.
And she can't insight. So yeah, you bump into her and she's like, "Oh, are you okay?"
Oh, sorry.
And then she pauses for a second. She's like, "Wait, didn't I check this pocket?" And she reaches in, pulls out the settings. So like, "Oh, weird."
He skitters away.
You run away. She's none the wiser. She holds out this black sending stone with a weird design on it, and she says, this sending stone is how I know."
So that's what it does. So that's
Okay.
what it's for.
Okay, because for a moment there, I thought that we just had information and not a location, date, or time.
Well,
Yes,
this will provide us a location whenever they arrive.
Because I
Excellent.
feel that that's what that's what she'd want mostly for this, for what we want.
Indeed, it should prove quite useful.
Hopefully. Still, it really only works when it's in the hands of the person it's attuned to. She says, kind of like pocketing it again, so as not to give the information to the wrong person.
I suppose that makes sense. Because Renso's kind of looking around. Is Agathar coming back with the drinks?
Yeah, at this point, he would be coming back.
Yeah. So she kind of waits. So, I noticed the two of you, weren't at school this morning? What exactly have you been up to?
You're saying that just to
As
him?
she stares very pointedly, well, like between them, but also stares very pointedly at Agathar.
He sweats more. Well,
I mean, okay,
do
so
you want me to explain? You don't have to. I know it's sensitive.
I can explain. It's no big deal.
You got it? Okay. All right.
The eyes narrow.
Valen puts his chin in his hand, just smiles.
We studied. We did a bit of homework. We slept together
What
at
were
one
you
point.
studying?
Well, necromancy.
Yeah, necromancy. And
no anatomy.
well, I mean, yes, anatomy. Like that's half of necromancy.
Yeah, you gotta know. You should know this.
We were talking about muscle groupings. We were talking about organs.
blood flow, you
bone
know,
structure.
the importance of bone health it is to your blood production. It's very, you know.
Yes. And then after all that, well, he got me a glass of water and then we slept together. And then we woke up.
Really now?
Well, yeah. We were
Doesn't
very
know what that means. So it's like, yeah.
we were very tired after all those anatomy lessons.
Yeah, especially me. You
With-
know. Know me.
So the insight, so 14 insight. You read from her that she is not intending for this to sound like it does. She's just stating a fact. Just like, yes, we're necromancy students. We studied bodies, anatomy, how to put bones together, and blood flow and all this other stuff, and then we slept together. There's nothing in her voice or tone of voice that is indicating anything was sexual. It's just one of those, you know, Archer style phrasing moments.
Yeah, just are we just done with phrasing? Is that not a thing anymore?
Pretty much.
Ezra and Swallow kind of
However, with that insight,
let out a fairly
uh,
relieved breath through her nose.
give me a second. Oh no. However, with that insight, you do see some blush. You do know that maybe something did happen that she's leaving out.
You thought you had to watch out for Valen.
Listen. What would you want more?
Question, Shad.
What's up?
A pair of sending stones are considered the same item, yes?
I would say they are connected, but not the same item. They're a pair.
So if I had one side of a sending stone and use locate object, would I be able to detect its sister?
That is a good question.
That is a great question.
I think with locate
Good.
object you could.
That is a wonderful.
Well, I have an idea, but it is something to be done in the short term and one that can be done until we are close to the date of your big boss's arrival. Or at least until the next drop is picked up.
She nods. What would you want?
Your stone.
I can't give you this. It won't work for you.
And why is that?
It's attuned
Because?
to me.
So it's attuned to two people at once.
As in, only I can hear its message.
That seems odd. That's not typical of a sending stone.
I mean, these aren't typical people that we're dealing with. They can intercept sending messages
These
They can what?
and slowly pans to Agathar. I'm rolling insight on that.
Sure.
That's a 22.
That's the first time he's heard of it.
I don't know of any spells that can intercept messages, only misdirect them.
Slowly pans over to Renswaw and Percy.
When
Back to Agathar.
Shad, when the last time Valen tried to communicate with Agathar, did he get his message? I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay.
You just decided not to say anything.
And
Oh, because Agathar then would know about.
Yes. I think.
Okay, okay, sorry. Because I think. Because how did Valen tell Agathar that? How did he communicate that? Was it by sending? Was it by a? Because I'm trying to.
no,
It sound.
Valen did not mention anything of intercepting sending. He just said a very concerning letter.
Okay.
But he didn't. But yeah, Valen didn't mention anything about them being able
Right.
to intercept sending spells.
Right, that was the first.
So
Okay, because I feel like even before that, I don't know. I'm trying to think because it sounds. Yeah, so Agathar wouldn't know about it then.
oh.
He's like, what do you mean they can intercept sending spells?
Percy, Rensois, I think we might have an issue.
That is
Okay.
certainly troublesome.
Veronica, did you know that they could?
Turns to Veronica. Veronica goes, from what I'm able to understand, I haven't heard of that, but I would suppose if that's something that they might want to keep hidden if they could.
Then Agathar. Okay, now can I? Now I'm trying to think because now knowing that information, and with this message from his friend, can he surmise that maybe wasn't a coincidence that she informed him about his friends and then received a sending spell from Valen? And maybe connect a dot or two?
What's his intelligence score, like 18?
Yeah, it's 18.
I would say he can do that easily enough. You just put 2 and 2 together. Oh, that must have been in the contents of that letter.
That he... Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh.
You see, I want to
You hear
try
basketball in the background because he also dropped the ball again.
He
He grimaces a little bit.
Yeah, Brent's. Hold on, I want to see something.
You see, out of character, I want to try something, but I'm not sure how everyone will.
Does Rinsois... I don't know if an 11 would be enough for Rinsois to notice the fact that Agathar seems confused by that knowledge.
Agathar never sent a letter. What is Agathar hiding?
Listen, I never denied that I didn't send anything.
Agathar, you get a message.
Fuck!
Hey, buddy. I have a basketball over here that you dropped.
I know!
Look. You can play dumb and innocent enough. Just, pretend you forgot. Don't mention me.
He's he grimaces a little bit, and then he like kind of acts like a light bulb goes in his head, and then he just kind of like puts a hand on his on the pinch of his nose. Oh, duh, that's right. No, I knew that. I don't know why I said it. I didn't. It was in the letter that I sent.
Insight.
I'm just gonna stop rolling dice.
Yikes. Well, we'll see. Oh, fuck. There's no way for me to beat that.
You have
Fine.
advantage. I was about to say, you have advantage.
I have advantage? Okay, so it's straight, so 19. Okay, so it's straight
Oh.
19. But still not enough.
Hmm.
Why you always lie?
Yeah.
Percival,
Yes.
I feel as though Agthar's not being completely truthful.
No, I can see that written on his face, but what?
you
I am
can't.
not sure.
Would you mind perhaps ensuring that a spell that I cast will have the guaranteed effect?
Are you telling me you don't believe your brother Agathar?
It's look. Information got to you that you needed to know. So how I received such information is not relevant as long as it got to you, right?
Percy blinks. You had that bloody squirrel thing help you, didn't you?
Her name is Soy Fang. He gets a little uppity. He gets a little uppity.
Uh-oh.
She leans back, knitting her fingers together. Well,
Her
there's
name
your
is Soy
answer,
Fang, and she's my girlfriend. Shit, looks to Veronica.
Yeah, so she knits her fingers together, looking to Valen. Look, I answered your question for you.
Veronica comes back and is like, who's Soy Fang?
A long story. He like he jolts
have you
her
ever
head and just
I look to her and I say, have you ever had many stuffed animals you've sewn together into one amalgamation of stuffed animal and then named it?
Yes.
Ah, well, similar thing, only it walks and talks and has sass.
It was okay. Listen, we don't need to go into the details of that. I'm just saying. Okay, look. He claps his hand and just. She's
Honest.
a revenant that I made a body for.
Yes.
Former cursed item that our resident good boy decided needed a friend.
Everyone needs
Oh.
a friend.
You made a body for a soul?
Yes, he's quite talented, despite the fact he's half faded. So as we can see now, Agatha, you're terrible at lying and hiding things from us. So why not just fill in the blanks you've been leaving?
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not good at
Lying?
that and just this. And he kind of like motions to everything. I mean, it's still been a month and I've been alone my entire life, so I'm still getting used to this cooperation aspect.
Fine. Honestly, I don't know why we put this much pressure on you in the first place. Honestly, I wanted to do this alone, but I didn't want anyone else to feel so left out.
Well, this should be a team effort, and it's a lot of pressure, but I'm learning a lot. So
She leans over the table, whispering this next thing. Yes, and now you've been alone and working with a team, you've killed 2 people.
I did not kill them.
And you would be the only suspects.
Max is somewhere in the background having
A
having an
donut?
having an aneurysm.
Nah, he's out doing his own thing. Though she
Yeah.
says this in just loud enough for the two of them to hear.
I would like
So-
to ask Aguilar,
Yeah.
are you gonna tell them about what you did?
I do make this a pseudo intimidate.
About what I did. What did
do you-
I do?
What do you have in your bag of holding, my friend?
Oh, fuck. What's in the bag?
Also, how you fixed up the body?
Ah, yes, Bethany. How'd that go?
Oh fuck! Yeah, I did touch the body.
Yes,
Oh
so
fuck!
you're both in quite a lot of trouble.
Ah,
Well,
we need to do something about something.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But
Couldn't
right
we
now,
put her? Why couldn't we put
Eventually.
her underneath the bridge?
no, she was.
She's in the bathtub somewhere. Probably down drain.
I don't understand what you're trying to get at. Either way, we need to make some moves. I would really like to speak with the guard captain and get something going with this renegotiation. I can't spend another moment sitting here in this bar.
Agreed. Agathar, we'll get back to you and whole soy thing, getting information for you.
Why
She's
do
a
you
headache.
need? Why do you need to get back on that? That should be just be the end of it.
I honestly don't
I
care.
called in a favor.
I just wish you'd be able to trust us enough to tell us the truth.
That is why.
Well,
I don't want to hear
when I
any
say
of that from you.
when I say tell us the truth, I am motioning to myself and Francois and tangentially Soren, though I am not sure how much they care. You are a distant fourth.
You know what?
Oh.
I'll take that. You know what? I'll take it. Fair enough.
So she pops up out of her chair, shrinking.
As long as at least 2 other people in the party know.
The
Fair
important
enough.
ones, at least.
It's important.
So Percy gets up, immediately shrinks, considering that she's been sitting and her feet have been like halfway up the chair. Just see her ears flopping to the other side. Come, let's take care of this sooner rather than later.
And
Where are we going?
The police station.
Oh no.
let me guess.
we-
People
that-
on the inside of the station.
No. That's.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I don't know of anyone on the inside there.
Maybe.
I mean, are you high enough up on the totem pole for them to give you that kind of info? No
No.
offense.
No, I'm not.
Percy Percy just answers the question before they can. He's like, no, she's not. She's a
Well-
stooge.
Well, maybe to have a good reason about going to the police station. I don't know. I mean, just showing up, being escorted by a couple people, that's one thing. But maybe if you commit, I don't know, assault,
She could
quotations.
Or she could stay in your room.
Yeah,
mean, that's-
I would
that's
prefer that.
fine.
I would greatly
Yeah.
prefer that. Yes.
No.
Sure you would.
She won't be
Uh,
leaving.
My thing
Agathar.
is,
Why don't you show
Uh,
me to your room?
No.
my
Great thing about the keys to the rooms here, they're numbered. You'll know which one to go to.
my only thing is that it'd be nice to know that to tell Rivendell that yes, we have a turncoat, but I'm not sure if she would want to speak with her.
We already have someone in custody who's far higher on the ranking than here.
True,
Uh,
but are
who's-
they willing?
who
are
is
they
that?
willing turncoat?
Who do you
Don't
have?
worry about it.
Well, I mean, it
It's
kind
none
of.
of your concern. concern.
Well, it kind of does matter a little bit.
Not to you.
Probably matters now.
I
guess.
know who we have. I know how much they know. And I already have them locked.
All right.
So go to the room, take a nap, and if you're lucky, we'll be back.
I'd prefer to have someone watching over, but okay.
I'll stick around.
Just kind of gives you like a side growl, as
Yeah,
much as a bunny can.
Yeah, he gives you a bit of a growl back, sort of like this is my response. Looking after is my responsibility.
Just in case shit goes sideways over here, because you never know. People being poisoned everywhere.
Well,
Yeah,
good thing
yeah,
I know how to.
Shad.
Yeah, what's up?
Around what time is it?
I want to say around noonish. Noonish by this point in time.
I'm probably gonna regret wasting this spell slot. But because people are trying to poison other people.
Mostly just Soren.
Take it apparently.
You know what? Valen's going to cast Death Ward on Veronica. I'm probably going to regret this, but because people are throwing poison at around you, don't want you keeling over just yet.
Oh, thank you. I don't really know how I can repay this.
Aye. At least not yet. Alright, let's go.
She will nod. And, her and Agathar head up to his room, right?
Yep.
Alright.
As you go, Agathar, Percy rests a hand on your shoulder. We'll be watching. As you feel something slimy crawl up your shoulder, and you see that ink spot creature just take its place and sort of disappear into your clothing.
Agathar will nod.
I could just see your familiar as a slime.
It technically it doesn't have like a true viscosity. It looks like Vanta Black. It doesn't absorb light. It absorbs light, so it doesn't reflect anything.
I can't believe you got goth flubber.
Yeah. But normally it costs money to make it take a shape, so it has the stat block of a raven, but it's kind of just hanging out as an oozy thing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
All right.
Yes, a symbiote.
So we leave, heading towards the police station.
Rinsois kind of is like muttering to herself.
What, you want to stay back and be mother?
He'll be
She's up to
fine.
something. She is up to something, and I do not know what, but I don't trust it.
She's obsessed. Oh, well, we've left at this point, I am assuming. I'm not talking
Yes.
with earshot of Agathar.
Yeah.
I saw inside her little teenage mind. She has the hots for your little brother.
Of course.
Though it is by how Agathar acts around them, unrequited. Which makes things dangerous. Unrequited love as it is, someone might get the ideas on how to change someone's mind.
You have Smudge keeping an eye on them, yes?
I do. More because I value Agathar rather than any worry that anything of real substance will happen. She is timid.
I'll take what I can get.
Little faith in me?
trust that you would watch for something of that to happen at the very least for your own entertainment, so...
You wound me. I care for Agathar and you all, in my own way. Honestly, I feel as if I have more trust and faith in your brother than you do.
Ooh.
As we head off.
All right.
Anything stop us on our way?
Agathar is plenty capable, but... Well, he's also plenty capable of acting without thinking.
There is a saying that I have come to relish in my time, that lessons spoken and taught are not always as easily learned as the ones that we find out for ourselves within failure. Let him fall on his face. He will learn far faster than you simply telling him what to do.
I thought you didn't like Master's methods.
I prefer him doing the making of the mistakes rather than her chauffeuring them for him.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, dear.
We go to the police station.
All right then. And I believe it is Valen, Soren, Percival, and Agatha, and it's Percival, Soren, and Valen and Renswa all going to the police station.
Yes.
Okay.
I do preemptively kind of switch out my clothing before we leave because I know I'm going to go into that office and I'm going to be suddenly smaller.
All right, fair enough. So walking throughout the streets, you guys don't see that ship anymore. It seems to have flown off in the time that it took for you guys to kind of like come to this conclusion and begin to make your way towards the Watch City. There are a lot less people in the streets. And a lot more people everywhere. And a lot more, what shall we say? There's a lot less people, a lot more guards, is what I'm trying to say. And as you guys kind of like making your way through the city itself, and each of you may roll me a perception check real quick.
Okay. Habuski. Hey, look, a roll that is not poop.
Hey.
Oh boy, I can't wait to have a nat 20 on the other side again.
Close.
Wait, why'd you roll twice,
Alright.
Soren?
I only clicked it once. I don't know why I rolled it twice.
It happens.
Oh wait, you know what? I did click it twice. There was just a huge lag before the first one went out, I guess.
Yeah. Alright then. Each of you may make me an Arcana check. And Valen and Renswa, the two of you will have advantage on this one.
He.
Yeah, Percival, you also get an Arcana check?
Oh, Arcana.
Yes.
Haba.
Alright then. With that, so all of you guys, as you're walking towards the police station, notice a faint shimmer in the air around the city of Deepwood. And it's something that you guys all notice. Except, and Soren too. However, looking at it, Soren, you don't really have much experience with, arcane things, spells in general. Valen and Rensaw, the both of you have more experience with spells than most normal people do, but this is arcane magic. It's somewhat outside of your wheelhouse as a druid and a cleric, but there is some kind of barrier. No, there's a barrier around the city. And Percival, that is a barrier akin to a globe of invulnerability.
She just smirks to herself as we all continue.
All right. And that is just there around the city. You even watch as Eric Cochran just kind of like seems to bounce off of air that they're flying to, trying to get outside the city. They bounce off of air and just
Thunk.
Yeah.
Okay. See a smoke trail.
And the rest of you guys make your way very uneventfully to the police station. The police station is a buzz of activity. There are so many people just kind of like running around and looking about. And as you know, you kind of like make your way all the way into the city itself, into the watch house itself. You see that same cheetah man from before going, "Oh hey y'all, glad to see you back. What's up?" And no, you did not, Valen, because it was useless to you guys without her.
Did you cut out, Shad?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
No.
I don't believe I did. Can I be heard again?
No.
You
No,
cut
you're
out.
good. You're good.
Yeah,
You
no,
can
you
be
cut
heard
out
now, but
hard
we
for
hear you.
us.
Yeah, we heard what you said mostly though. Percival standing forward. We need to see the director. Now. Importance is of the utmost.
Sure thing.
She knows
It's
who we are.
yeah. I know y'all too. I'm just saying. Is this related to the case that you were working on, or is this related to something else?
It may very well be of aid to your current situation.
All right then. Well, we
to the
will.
quest that we got.
We will. I'll tell that y'all are here. Just go ahead and take a seat over there. And he points to a little seat near the near the lobby. If you guys want to go there.
I ear twitch. Are they in a meeting right now, or can you take us to them? This is a matter I would like to get done quickly.
Well, like I said, I need to contact her. She's very busy right now. Just wait right over there. She'll be right with you as soon as we can get to it.
Can I insight and try to see if he's like, this is going to take hours, or if this is going to be like, I'll just call her and she'll pop right out?
I mean, you can go ahead and roll insight.
16.
They just had a lot of people. Like they just had these foreign diplomats come in here and basically maybe threaten them.
Yeah.
So.
And
like,
I just want to make sure he realizes I was like saying like we might have something to be of use to the rise that was just brought against them.
Yes.
Yeah, she steps aside finally, but she doesn't sit down. She stands.
Yeah. So it takes about like 10, 15-ish minutes, but eventually the police chief Rivendell does make her way out and into like the main area and snaps her fingers and indicates for you guys to follow her back.
We follow.
Mhm.
All right then.
Yeah.
Is the
So-
cheetah dude still there?
Yeah, he is.
Someone just quickly goes, how's our resident Samba Queen doing? Is she keeping herself busy?
Oh, more than a little busy. She done tried to escape no less than 2 times, but we keep her on lock. She hasn't, gotten out yet.
She's got to get tired of it eventually. All right. And he continues in.
Don't think that she will. And he basically he gives you a wave. Actually, you know what? Y'all want a donut before you go in?
Yep.
Soren's ears go up. Would I?
All right, he pulls out a little box and opens it up for you. Now, I might recommend you get one of the cream-filled ones, like this one right here, and he points to a donut that's glazed and solid and has a bit of cream leaking out of one hole.
He looks at that donut and then looks back up at the tabaxi, and he just goes, "They come with cream?"
Oh yes, they do. They come with all kinds of filling.
Don't mind if I do. And he grabs it.
All right. It is very crisp. It has that glaze to it. It's perfectly warm. The cream inside's very creamy and just very delicious. It is very good.
Soren just kind of goes quiet as he munches it. Like he looks almost despondent while he eats it.
All right then. And with that, you guys 2 seconds. Still, you guys make your way into her main office building. Percival, you're no longer a rabbit when you walk inside. And as she takes a seat behind her desk, she pulls open, she taps it and says, "So, what do you have for me?"
Well, we have a meager amount of extra information, though at this point, I believe I'm here to renegotiate our agreement.
Mm-hmm. And what renegotiation would you like?
She lifts her hands to her sides, kind of motioning to not just like motioning to like the room, but more like the state of affairs at the moment. Things have gone from relatively peaceful to tense. Tense in a way that I don't think Vitrium has had to deal with in a very long time. Am I correct?
You would be correct in that assumption, yes.
And as our initial conversation was peaceful, talking about reinstating your head of state with their faculties. And those said faculties would be quite useful in such a predicament, am I correct?
I'm sorry, say again?
She's basically saying if Jerome had her fucking faculties amongst her, because she's essentially a senile old woman.
Yes.
Who knows how long these moments of lucidity will last for. So he's essentially saying, like, I am asking you to see with reason and brevity to forego, considering what we've already brought you, and help us with our task in a way that will also help you. I would like ch-ldr-n to no longer be the bubbling brook that she tends to be, and return her to her former steel trap intelligence.
Yes.
That would send me on my way, and that would bring Vitrium in your little city more safety. Am I correct?
It would.
So you see where I am going with this. We would like an introduction and work towards getting this object to your archmage.
Well, I don't know about this object you're talking about. However, if you feel that you can get her back to normalcy, then that would be great. However, the only
Yes,
thing
we
that
need.
I know of that could get her back to a sense of normalcy would be if one of her contingencies went through.
Yep.
Contingencies?
If she died.
She nods.
I'm not about to go trying to
I'm
swing
not
high.
asking for that in the slightest. You wouldn't be able to.
The object we're looking for is a ring, held in an object that she is likely the only one capable of opening.
And that would be
applying
within her
it to
tower.
finger. It would be somewhere atop the near end of the dungeon.
If not at the treasure room of this other puzzle dungeon.
Or in her office at the end. Either or. We need someone who can get us there. You can even make it someone who will make sure we don't touch anything. I have no care.
That's the thing. My grandmother is not the kind of person that would allow people who have been in her dungeon to the extent that my mother has, for example. Without something preventing them from going back. My mother could certainly give you some kind of information about the interior of the dungeon, but if you are looking for something inside of it, you will have to go in yourself.
These measures, are they automatic or to Rolam herself?
Automatic. Once you've beaten the dungeon, she felt there was no need for you to go back in it. Hence why you are blocked once it has been beaten. Or once you have completed it.
100 floors.
She nods.
Take us to your mother then. If anything, I can get a notebook, something, anything. But if I'm going in there without a guide, anything I get my hands on will be.
That's the law of the dungeon anyway.
Then you will take us to her.
I will give you a writ for a meeting. It is a day either way. She doesn't leave her city. Not anymore, at least. She reaches into her desk and pulls out a few documents and begins to scribble on them a bit before passing them over. This is a writ for the gondola to give you and your team a free pass within it. Once you have gotten to Morningwood, she then scribbles on another note, and she passes that to you as well. Present this to the Morningwood College of Bard, to the Morningwood College of Paints, and ask to see Miss Rivendell, the dean.
She looks at the gondola note, knowing that she can't take her caravan with her.
Excuse me.
This writ will get you both there and back.
How long would the trip be?
2 days at most. 1 day there, 1 day back.
Very well. And and she handed me like the recommendation as well.
Yep, she did.
And she tucks them both into her bag of her bag. We'll be sending over a map with drop points. Friday. Someone from higher up in the chain will be picking a package up. I suggest finding someone to tell them who can be discreet.
Really?
That is all I can offer at this point. I've given you a rather easy to peel stuffed pig, and with other scraps we were able to adhere before the sky fell and things changed.
Of course. If this information is good, your money will be waiting for you at the bar.
And our original captee. Anything out of them yet?
She hasn't broken yet, and the enchantments are slowly being unraveled. It's a process, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yes. Well, we will have the map sent over soon enough. If that is it, we will let ourselves out.
Of course. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your time.
Yes. I certainly hope your mother has valuable information to hand us to make any of this work worthwhile.
He nods. Or she nods. Again, thank you for your time. And I wish you all a pleasant journey.
All right. I turn to leave, unless anyone else has something they want to do or say. I've been hogging it.
No.
So I will bow, thank you for your time, and follow Percy out.
Ren really doesn't have anything to add, so he's going to follow out.
All right, we leave and head back to the bar.
All right. You guys leave.
I look through Smudge's eyes. Are the two of them smooching?
Well, peeling back over to Agatha and Veronica, she is led into your room, and I'd imagine that, the two of you are just kind of seated there.
Yeah, for a little bit. So he's like, yeah, sorry about them.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Again, seriously, thank you. For everything.
Of course. No, it's kind of to a default, to a fault. I can't stand people who are in trouble,
It's okay, Agatha. Thank you for that. Thank you for
least I could do. I know how tense things are, and with Heather and then with your dad. So do you really think your group is trying to get you?
I don't know. They might.
But why would they? Why? Just why? I don't think that we gave them any reason to.
I don't know either. I mean, like, I'm a loose end at this point.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Loose end, but I don't think that you provoked anything.
Again, I don't really know. Thank you for being here anyway.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna leave you here, It's asking for something to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna lay down, okay? She indicates to the bed.
Yeah, of course.
She then goes and just lays down on it, tucks herself under the covers a little bit. And after a few minutes, you hear her kind of say, Agathar?
Yeah, what's up?
Can I ask you if you could come and sleep with me?
I could. Yeah, I could.
You
Hey.
feel a hard peck on the
Yeah.
back of your head.
Hey, you can't
I
see
could
this.
Why not?
You're not looking into the eyes of your raven at this point in time. This is before all this. This is while you're walking to the.
My raven can act on its own.
Fair.
It had one simple command: no smut.
You'll keep your virginity.
I will keep this boy clean.
My boy's gonna remain pure.
So yes, you feel a quick jab to the back of your head, like a beak, just.
Yeah. I'll just. That'd be just. He goes to the bed, just kind of sits next to her. He doesn't lay down or anything. I'm not exactly tired yet, so I'll just, I'll be here.
This poor
So,
boy.
You.
What was your response again?
So he's like, yeah, I'll just sit right here.
All right, so you sit on the edge of the bed.
Yeah, I'll sit near her, but like not.
All right. She kind of gives
Not-
a small sigh and it's just like I really wanted to maybe snuggle with you. It's okay.
Yeah, he scoots a little closer, just kind of like puts a hand on her arm. It's all right. I should, I should be ready for if something happens.
She nods. And I'm gonna roll a thing.
Okay.
Okay. You see her move and kind of like put her arms around you from behind and just hug you. Her head
Yeah,
resting on your shoulder.
he gives a blush, but just kind of like pats her arm softly.
After a few more minutes of this, she's snoring very slightly and is falling asleep on you. Roll me in athletics.
13.
All right, you do not get pushed over the bed with her flopping on top of you.
Wait. Core, work on that core.
Work on the core. You managed to hold your
Those abs.
you managed to hold your placement, and nothing seems to be happening for the moment. She's just resting on you.
Yeah, he
Seems like she's had a very eventful day.
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah, he gives a sigh, and just kind of like in his head, he's like, Doug, I don't like any of this. I mean, not talking about Veronica. It's just this whole. None of this makes sense. Found the poison in her room with the same poison that killed 2 people that she knows. It just. I don't know, Doug. This is so confusing.
Well, you look at Doug, and Doug looks up at you, and Doug doesn't really have much of a response. He never really does. Yet, there is a response in the form of a knock on the door.
I will point to the.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. I will point to the door, and I will. I'm familiar with the target. Oh shit.
You don't have to
Message
know the
won't
target.
work.
Message can work if you can, like, message forward normally like that.
Oh, okay. I will point and cast message and be like, who is it?
Who indeed? Who is this?
Your goddamn mom.
The resident of this room. Can I help you?
I suppose you can. I'm looking for an associate of mine. I have a feeling that she might be around here somewhere. Tabaxi, Dart, a penchant for black.
My tail starts whapping Veronica.
Uh, she kind of like stirs awake, like, what? What's going on?
I move her. I look serious. I look at her. I point to the window, and I lip the word roof.
Oh, okay. She kind of like looks at you, eyes wide, like, and she slowly pulls back the covers and slides off the bed. And I'm gonna make a stealth check for her. Okay, and
Before
padding very silently over to the window, she slowly lifts it open and begins to climb out of the window and onto the roof.
I uses like mage hand just to kind of like move the curtains, make sure like the window is like cracked or whatever. Is there anything of Veronica still in the room?
No.
Okay.
I mean, her dad.
Well, that's on me. So, so he will hop off the bed. He'll point to the door again. And like, give me a moment, and he will hop off the bed. And I will cast Alter Self.
All right, then. What are you altering yourself into?
I am going to be a small little gnome man with a long white beard, bright little red nose, and an emerald green eyes. So were you looking? I need to make sure I'm reading this right. I never really used this spell before. Height, weight, if any.
You can do that.
Oh, my clothes don't change with me. Okay, so instead, I will be a gnome girl, since my clothes don't change with me. Yeah, that's a good thing I call it.
All right then. All right then.
Bright red nose, emerald green eyes, long brown hair. Will hop off the bed. Oh fuck. And I will go to the door and I will say, can I get the name?
Sure. The guy simply says, I'm one of her managers. She was late for work, didn't check in.
I crack open the door and I take a look.
You crack open the door and you peek outside of it, and you look up, and you see a figure in robes. They have purple robes adorning their body with their hood up, and it has like this light green accent coloring to it that seems to kind of like frame this royal purple robing. And you look up at this guy's face, and he looks down at you, and he simply says,
Is he
little
human?
gnome girl. Well, that's the thing, is the second you look away from his face, you don't really remember what race he was.
Okay.
It's like looking at him, you see what he is, and you see what race he is, and you know everything about him, but the second you look away from him, nothing.
Does this pop anything in my training?
I will give you an Arcana check.
14. God damn it.
Oh, I will say, because of your training with Mel,
Yeah, it gives me advantage anyway, doesn't it?
it's a natural 20.
For a 30.
Oh god, thank god.
But that's disgusting.
So, With
Expertise, baby.
that, you know 3 things. 1, this individual is using a enchantment spell of sorts, as it is a mind-altering effect that is hitting you. 2, it is very similar to a traveler coin in effect. Now, traveler coins, if you don't know, are these little mithril-like coins that, if you look at them, you never can remember what the heads or the tails read as. You basically look at them in the moment, and the second you flip it over, you forget what heads looks like as you're looking at tails. You flip it over, you forget what tails look like as you're looking what tails looks like as you're looking at heads. You look away from the coin entirely, all you know is that you have a coin, you don't remember the designs on it. That's what this person has done with their face and with their body structure and everything. It's this heavy enchantment magic effect that is kind of like it's obscuring what they appear to be. And with that natural 20, you kind of look up at this man and rationalizing it with yourself, this is something that's happening, you can make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, come on. Yeah, 23. Good.
You see the illusion phase off of him, or this enchantment effect phase out of your mind, and he frowns. This human man with green eyes, and he frowns for a moment, and then just smiles. Oh, been a while since anyone broke that. So, little gnome, what do you know about my charge?
This guy is pretty. Knowing this guy can do this effect and has this effect, can Agatha have reasonable? Can Agatha clock that maybe he's already clocked an alter self spell or before proceeding?
I will say with that natural 20 Arcana, you probably there's no real way for him to clock that you have an alter self spell on unless he has detect magic up. But you don't know for sure if he's clocked you as having an alter self spell up or not. He's just asking a question.
Right. Yeah, then I'll say, well, seems to ring a bell. What's her name?
I believe her name is Veronica. She's an associate of mine. I am an employee. I am an employer of hers. One of the managers.
Right. Right. She's just. I think I've seen her around the school. Right.
Sorry, what'd you say again?
I've seen her around school, right? She's a student there.
Suppose she is.
I've seen her around, but I haven't. She's not here.
Really? Roll me deception.
God damn it. Here we go. 13.
He smirks. You know, I don't mean your girlfriend any danger. Just a simple conversation about some discrepancies that have come up.
Like I said, she's not here. You're free to check the room, but she's not in here.
but she was here. Maybe you can tell me where she's going.
I don't know. Home?
Here's the
We
thing.
did it all.
I've been to her home. You know, there was something strange there, too. Her dad wasn't home.
Well, I don't know his schedule, so I couldn't tell you.
I could tell you. That man doesn't do anything but drink and sit at home. The fact that he's missing means that something might have happened. The fact that I can't find her means something might have happened.
Well, I hope that maybe they just went on an impromptu vacation, but like I said, I don't know their schedule. I've only slightly talked with Veronica, and she visited, but you missed her for quite some time.
That'll be another deception.
13 again.
Alright.
God damn it.
Puts a hand on his chin. Strokes it a bit. Fine. He reaches into his robes and pulls out a strip of paper. And he hands it to you. Here's my business card. If she finds herself around you again, tell her that one of the managers is seeking her. If she has nothing to hide, then, well, I can easily clear up the discrepancies in question.
Of course. Flowers didn't show up for work. That's quite unprofessional.
Yes, very. Till then, Toodaloo. And he backs away and leaves.
Does he when he goes to leave, does he take a step back and then turn, or does he just turn?
He takes a step back and then turns.
Okay. Fuck. Out of my reach. Alright. I watch him leave. I close the door. I lock it as much as I can. I look at the piece of paper, but I don't open it. Is it like rolled up like a scroll?
It's a business card.
What does it say on it?
It is a business card that is an off eggshell white with a fine black print on it that's slightly raised above the thin paper edge. And it has this thickness to it that gives it a bit of pliability, but also a bit of crunch if you were to kind of like, chomp into it. Does that make sense? It's a very well made business card. And it reads,
Did Shad cut out?
yes,
No, he's typing.
I'm typing.
Yeah, he's typing it. Oh, fucking awesome.
I
so he
knew
fucking
I knew
knows.
some of us should have stayed back, but
No, I mean, yeah.
I mean, at least Veronica has Death Ward, so
Yeah, for 8 hours.
Mysterious stranger gives Akathar 3 more levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, fucking at this point. God damn it. I thought I thought about it again, and I don't know if doing the alter self was a good idea, but then again, he doesn't know what I look like now. So
Assuming he doesn't just have, like, true sight.
yeah, he doesn't I don't think he can scry on me because he doesn't know what I actually look like.
Better yet, how did he know that room specifically?
Well, he probably knows of Agathar at this point. Well, at least with Veronica, and he probably described what Veronica looked like, and I'm sure that he talked to Regina, who pointed pointing him in the direction of Agathar's room.
The business card reads Manager of Sales, Valertree Kostuta.
Now, Shad,
Yes.
does this have any hidden thieves' cant meaning to it?
No, it does not.
Agathar sweats.
However, I will give you a intelligence check.
Yeah. 18.
That name looks weird. Might mean something else.
Or it's illusionary script or something. What I know, I would probably surmise how illusionary script works.
I can tell you this is not illusory script.
Okay. So it just looks weird?
Like the letter arrangement of that name is weird. That's not a human.
Okay. Okay. Okay, he'll probably have to sit down later and decipher the name.
All right, everyone. Time to play word scramble.
Yeah, at this point. But yeah, he'll put it in his bag. And he will drop the alter self, and then he'll push open the window. And he will himself skitter to the roof.
All right. Skitter up to the roof.
Yep.
And on the roof is Veronica, seated, looking very terrified.
Now this boss, robed. I describe his attire.
She blanches. Oh. Valertree Kostuta.
It's not a normal name. Not per human.
You couldn't tell me. I couldn't tell you. No, he's a manager. He's one of the people that I answer to. That Heather answers to.
He's looking for you about discrepancies, so...
Probably about the death of Heather Duke. And
Probably.
the disappearance of Bethany. Oh,
and
sorry.
He went to your house.
Sorry. She doesn't know about Bethany's disappearance. No, wait, she does. You guys mentioned that.
No, she doesn't.
No.
Well,
No, she doesn't.
As far as you guys said, you just talked to Bethany. But yeah, after that,
Okay.
you didn't really elaborate further into it.
Then yeah, never mind. She's like she's probably talking about the death of Heather Duke.
and he went to your house.
Oh, of course he would.
And this is bad. We need to get you out of the city right now. Do you have a disguise or something?
Not really.
Well, I managed to see his face. Through all the mumbo
I'm sorry, what?
jumbo stuff. I saw his face.
No. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
he's a human. You guys just gotta know where to look.
Oh, no, no, no.
It took
No.
It took a lot of concentration, but I know what he looks like. That might play into it later. We gotta get you out. I don't... Look, I'm not a great liar. Okay, so he definitely knows that I know about you, but I was a gnome, so he doesn't know that it's me. So I think... Ugh. God, I can't send messages. They're probably watching us now. God, how can they do that?
Do what?
Okay. Intercept sending spells?
Like I said,
Can
no.
they do that?
I don't know.
Okay.
And if he found me here, then that means he can find me anywhere.
Yeah, but if we can get you to my master, then they wouldn't even dare getting close.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Tap, tap, tap. He... Fuck it. I'll keep it brief. I'm gonna send a sending spell to
To Mel? Or someone else?
No, someone else.
Alright. Who to?
Where? Oh, Lana. Lana, yeah.
Okay.
The message will be, hey, I need a favor. Is your business here done? Can you meet me at the bar?
Our
Of no
business
name?
here isn't necessarily done. We are trying to do other things. Like, we have a bit more to do. Why do you ask?
I'll use another third level. Need to get someone to Master Mel. They're in grave danger. Not sure if I can protect them well enough.
Don't know who that is, but if you need us to guard someone, I think we can do that much at least. where are you?
I didn't initially say I was the bar no name. Well, I said meet me there. Shit.
Yep.
God damn it.
Burn them spell slots. Burn them.
Yeah.
Burn them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
This is
like
how
Shad
Shad's gonna
combat
kill
at
me.
you.
Yeah, Shad's gonna kill me.
Have I seen any of this at this point?
I will say by this point in time, you've probably seen. I'll say at this point in time, you're looking in. You can see Agathar and Veronica on the roof, with Agathar kind of like putting his hands to his temples and concentrating.
Thinking, definitely the oh god, oh fuck, oh god, oh fuck.
You hear Percival's voice, although it's kind of croaky. You just hear, in a questioning manner, "Trouble?" From the raven that sort of just kind of just like you're turning in one direction. Like if your friend was to look at you and you turn back, there's just the outline of a raven on your shoulder.
Yeah,
it does the raven thing where its beak opens and its throat extends, and then you just hear Percival's voice say, "Trouble?"
His head kind of shoots up and looks back at the raven. Trouble. Not immediate danger, but bad news.
The head thing kind of like its head kind of like shifts and shudders and shakes, like it's raising its plumage to kind of like puff up.
I will do my last sending spell. At the bar with no name. Things are complicated. I'm sorry. I'll try to reimburse you.
Who are you saying that to?
I think this is a mental sending reply, or...
No, I know. You're doing a sending spell to who?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. To Lana.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's the message.
All right then.
To bar no name. Sorry, things are complicated. We'll try to reimburse you as much as I can.
I think Eloise is already there. Room 205. Talk to her first. I'll be there shortly afterwards.
Hey, Eloise is already here. Oh, okay. Room 205. What room was mine?
Your room is 20. Roll a thing. 206.
Oh my god, she's my neighbor? It's like, look up, look to my right where the room would be. Huh. I will go to,
Veronica, Group B. Group B, Veronica.
I will go to where the room would be on the roof, and I scared her down to the window, hanging upside down, mind you, and I kind of give it a little tap, 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 tap.
Well, there's a little tap, 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 tap from behind it. I'm messing.
Oh.
The door opens, and you see a very bleary-eyed, blue halfling woman standing before you, and she kind of looks at you, eyes squinting a little bit, and she's just like, what brings you here? And that is where I'm going to end session for you today.
No, real quick, the raven on your shoulder, Agathar, just hisses at this woman and flies away from you.
Oh, you've done it now, mister.
I'm telling Mom.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
snitching.
All right, everyone, say your goodbyes and your send-offs. Going down the line, Agathar, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
First of all, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. Agathar's gonna die.
Yeah.
Francois, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. Veronica's gonna die.
Probably.
What? No. Soren, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye
Shad
and
loves
good night. Somebody's gonna die.
emotional damage.
Yeah, somebody's gonna die.
Valen, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, everyone, and I'm putting 5 silver on Red Saw killing Veronica first.
Okay. But yeah, that is the end of our wonderful little D&D stream. If you guys want to catch me live, I try and be live Mondays and Fridays to stream whatever game I plan on making a walkthrough for. Peep the description if you want to join the Discord, and goodbye, everyone. You all have a wonderful day, and so on and so forth.